Yo, what's up guys? It's Jay Orca, and for everyone watching this video, hope you all had a great Christmas with friends and family. It's that time of year where we're on the final stretch before the next year, but I just wanted to take this time to reflect back on this year. Me personally, I think 2022 has been the best year since 2020, and to back it up, I got the top 4 reasons why this year has been nothing but goated. To start this year off, we got to witness greatness with the release of Attack on Titan Season 4 Part 2. For those who haven't watched it yet, this is the time to skip forward because there are old spoilers. This season starts off with Marley going full attack mode on the people of Paradise. What I really like about this season is that from the beginning all the way to the end, you can never really completely tell whose side people were on. The people of Paradise were all broken up as everyone just had different ideologies. The Survey Corps were interested in keeping the peace between nations and to prove to the world they weren't devils. Unfortunately, as you guys know, because of Eren, that didn't come true. The goal of the military was to take over control as the Survey Corps weren't trusted by them. They also had a plan to give the Founding Titan to someone else. And then came the Jaegerists, which at first glance seemed like a group of menace, but just wanted Eren to be in control as he held the fate of Paradise Island. The same applied to Marley as different groups had different ideologies. The Marleyans with Eldian blood were looked at differently by other Marleyans. The whole world in general viewed Eldians as devils, and Marley as a nation which was only powerful because of their Titan shifters. I found it funny how all these views changed when Eren started the rumbling. I remember liking how the rumbling started almost immediately, as back then in my eyes it was like a metaphor of how everyone had it coming sooner or later. Just as quickly as the walls which fell down into Titans, everyone's ideology unified at the same speed. The scene reminded me of a family argument, as different family members have different views, but at the end of the day, everyone in the family wants what's best for the family. My favorite part of the season was when the rumbling had finally reached Marley at the end of the season. This was a beautiful setup for next season in my opinion, because it signified that Eren was passing judgment without hesitation, as the rumbling came to the other side of the pond as fast as the rumbling started. Honestly, I can't wait for the next season to drop, which will probably come out by next week. And if you guys feel the same, let me know in the comment section. I'd be happy to hear about it. The next best thing which came out this year was the game Elden Ring. It's just one of those things you don't expect to like or even hear much of by other people. Once it hit the fan, Elden Ring's popularity grew exponentially, and not too long afterwards, everyone knew about it. Elden Ring is also one of those games which have an aura of pure quality, as it was super detailed in all aspects. From the character customization, all the way to the end of Elden Ring when your character is crowned. One thing about this game which really made it fun was the fact that it was a super hard game, all throughout till the end. I remember when I first started playing, all the bosses were hard as fuck, but the further down I went in the game, I realized I had it easy in the beginning. When I went even further down the game, I realized there was levels to this shit, and that some of the bosses in the final stretch were 10 times to 100 times harder than any boss before them. Maybe I just don't play video games like that, but I don't think any game could possibly be harder than fighting some of the last few bosses in Elden Ring. If there are games which are harder, please feel free to send them to me so I can compare and contrast. Another good thing about Elden Ring was that there was a lot of good content in the game. When I was playing Elden Ring on stream, I tried my best doing everything like side quests, side bosses, dungeons, and exploration. But hundreds of hours in, I realized that the game would never be done if I didn't strictly focus on the story. For reference, I think I was still in the Royal Capital 100 hours in. Correct me if I'm wrong. But yeah, that's how I remember it. In a way, I think the fact Elden Ring had so much content was good because there's always something new to find, like a weapon or armor. So if there was a specific build someone had in mind, they could find the equipment through hours of searching and then eventually be able to use it. Adding onto this idea, different builds could be done based on what stats player would put their points in, and each time they did, the next point cost a lot more. This meant that a player either had the option to grind and get the runes up to level up, or create a whole new character to make it more simple leveling up. Anyways, I'm getting off track. Just know that the content of the game was definitely fulfilling. My personal favorite boss fight was Malekith, as he was the first boss which I felt was the real deal among the bosses which I fought previously. It wasn't the boss fight alone, but the setting, the enemies leading up to him, the fact that the island crumbling Farum Azula was not even part of the main continent of Elden Ring, and other things really gave the fight a vibe. Listen, I'm not saying that he was the hardest boss on the island, because that title definitely goes to the Godskin duo. All I'm saying was that the fight felt like art. Malekith is the kind of boss, no matter how good someone is, one mistake could mean that they die because of his unorthodox abilities. I was actually a little surprised because I remember seeing the Beast Clergyman back in Caelid, so I felt a little betrayed as I thought he was one of the good guys, but I guess it is what it is. For those who haven't played Elden Ring yet, all these terms probably sound foreign, but I envy you because you guys can play Elden Ring for the first time and witness a masterpiece. This ain't a sponsored video, but go buy and play Elden Ring before the sale ends. You won't regret it at first. The next big thing that came out this year, which made 2022, was Overwatch 2. Many people, including me, have waited for the last 3 years for Overwatch 2, and I can't be the only one that thought it might be a myth. But to all of our surprise, it actually came out early October, like they said it would. Honestly, I have a lot of mixed emotions about this game, but at the end of the day, it's still one of the games I go to when I'm bored or just feel like playing. The reason I have mixed emotions about this game is because there are negatives and positives to the new Overwatch, but for the sake of this video, I'll only mention the positives as the positives outweigh the negatives. For starters, the addition of the Battle Pass system was a big W. I think that the skins in the first Battle Pass were decent. My favorite was the Pharah skin, Sky Centurion, and the tier 80 Genji skin was alright. The rest of the skins, however, were below average in my opinion. But the skins in the current Battle Pass are actually pretty good design-wise. While we're on the topic, I think the addition of mythic skins are also really good, as just like in Fortnite, you can pick between a few customization options for the same skin. The addition of mythic skins alone has really opened up a door where in the future we could potentially see collabs and unique skin ideas. Another really good part about Overwatch 2 is that every 3 months there will be a new hero, and Blizzard really followed up with that claim with the release of Ramattra. Hear me out when I say this, Ramattra is the most balanced and well put together hero I've seen in a while. Yeah, he was in development for years, but I think Ramattra is a good addition to the game, and if this is what comes out after a lot of thought and effort, I'm okay with a new hero coming out every 3 months. I heard that the new hero is going to be a support, so I look forward to what Blizzard can come up with. For now, I think it's safe to say a lot of us are satisfied with Ramattra. Something I'm really looking forward to is the release of the story mode, which apparently is supposed to come out early 2023. Hey, hopefully Blizzard follows up with it. The fourth and final thing to make this year great was the return of Bleach, which was probably the most goated return of an anime. When I say that I've been waiting a long time for it to come back, I really mean it. For reference, when I was a freshman in high school, Bleach mentioned that it was returning early 2015. Me and one of my friends were so hyped that we talked about it every day until we noticed it wasn't dropping. 8 fucking years later, it finally dropped this year. Honestly, I'm just happy it came out at the end of the day, but god damn, I'm a senior in college right now. Anyways, something I found really interesting was that none of the hype for Bleach ever left me, and I bet you guys can agree. I did stop thinking about Bleach for many years, but as soon as I saw the first episode of the new season, every bit of hype I ever had for the anime instantly came back. If you guys felt the same, just type Bleach in the comment section. I know for a fact I'm not the only one. Something that I instantly noticed watching the new Bleach season was how much gore it had. If I'm being honest, the new Bleach probably takes the #1 spot when it comes to gore from the list of anime I've watched, even surpassing Attack on Titan and Baki, which I thought had the most gore. Listen, I'm not gonna straight up spoil the anime, but main characters are literally getting killed like dogs. I won't say any names, but even one of the goats died like a side character. Something I really liked about this season was that new sides of characters were being shown to us, whether it be ability based or character based. An example of this is when old Kenpachi was revealed to us. I'm not gonna spoil who it was, but it's someone you wouldn't expect it to be. Going back on topic, the old Kenpachi was conflicted. Because of them, the current Kenpachi, Zaraki, stopped trying when he fought people, as living life on the edge was more fun for him. This all happened because of the old Kenpachi, as Zaraki didn't want the only opponent which can match him to die. So he subconsciously stopped putting his all. This is also the only reason why Zaraki ever lost to Ichigo in the beginning of Bleach. I think it's something we all had in the back of our heads, as the fight between Zaraki and Noitora was a little suspicious. Ichigo with his hollow mask and Bankai was struggling against Noitora, but Zaraki just used 2 hands on his sword to beat him? There had to be something more to it, and in this season we now know why. Moving on, another ability we get to see is Yamamoto's Bankai. All I gotta say is that it's the most broken Bankai in Bleach. For those who've watched it, if you know, you know, but if I say anything else, it will spoil it for the people which haven't watched the new season yet. We even learn about a new side to Ichigo, which changes the dynamic between him and his sword Zangetsu. Something that I got from watching Ichigo learn about himself is that it was a hard pill to swallow when Ichigo learned things weren't as they seemed, and that he needs to accept his true self. By the end of the season, we see this initial acceptance, and the anime is left on a cliffhanger for the next part. Hey, according to the trailer, part 2 is coming out July of 2023, which I'm sure all of us are looking forward to. For many of you, there are other reasons why 2022 was a great year. And the first thing I can think of is the game God of War Ragnarok. Unfortunately, I'm a PC gamer, as it didn't come out for PC and was a console specific game. Even so, the hype on it lasted well over a month on YouTube, so I'm at least a little cultured, you feel me? But I heard the game of the year was a tough decision between Elden Ring and God of War, so I'm sure it was a great game. Hopefully in the future I could play God of War Ragnarok on stream when it comes out on PC, but for now I'm going to leave it in the honorable mentions. Another honorable mention is the game Stray, which I never got to play because I was out of the country when it came out. Eventually, over time, I kind of forgot about it until a few weeks ago when I saw in the Game of the Year section. For now, I can't really think of anything else which I like, but if something comes to mind, I'll probably put it in the description of the video. That's all I have for the top reasons why 2022 was a great year. If you guys agreed, at least with some of my opinions, leave a like and let me know in the comment section below how you felt about my top 4 reasons. Hey, at the end of the day, it's my personal opinion, but I want to hear your guys' perspective and what you guys thought was a great part of 2022, especially if it's something which is not on this list. But yeah, I'm gonna see you guys next year in 2023, and yeah, hopefully you guys have a great rest of the year. Alright guys, stay safe, peace.